Welcome to Pencil Jelly. I'm here with my friend Kelly. She's going to help me with a review of the Crayola Fine Line Markers. And we're going to be testing those out on the typical Target drawing pad. Nothing special there, but added review, we have the Color Your Own Origami book. So, are the Crayola markers super fine or super funky? Well, you'll just have to see in just a minute.
So we're gonna test out just some regular everyday multi-use drawing paper. Today we're using Target Up and Up. Just a good basic paper pad of paper to use for everything. One of the first things I always like to do with my markers is I want to see, is the color on the lid true to the color of the ink? So we're going to try it with a couple of them. Here's this green one we can try it with. And as you can see, well, it's not an exact match, but it's close enough. It's close enough. So I think now let's actually try a lighter color. Oh, this pink looks great. So let's try it with this pink. Oh, yeah, that is a great match. Now, one thing, if you'll notice right here, this one spot that I colored in, if you're going to fully color in on this pad of paper, you'll notice when you turn it over, there is going to be some bleed. If you're wanting to use the back to color some more, it's just not going to look that good. With this marker, what I do like is I notice it is not drying out. You're going to have a lot of good coloring and scribbling time before your marker ink goes dry. All right, guys, now we're going to try our fine tip markers out on this origami book, Color Your Own Origami. Great looking book. It's got a sturdy cover, as you can see. What I like about this, it also has folding instructions inside. So it's going to start you out with all the basic folds that you're going to need for actually doing the origami once you color the pages in. So speaking of the pages, they've got great printed patterns on them. There's geometrics and florals, to name a few. Now, I did notice that some of the pages have a lot of black ink on them. So there's going to be some pages you're just not going to have as much coloring opportunity as others. We're going to try out, I think we'll do a floral pattern today. Now, what I'm looking at, when I see this pattern, I can see that it's very intricate with fine details. And it's got little small parts. These leaves are small. I'm a little worried. Will the markers fit into all these small points? Let's take a look. Okay. The marker is not fine enough to get into these small spaces. And I notice when I'm coloring in the leaves, even though I'm outlining, there's marker bleed. So even if you're coloring in, you're going to get some bleed outside of your outline. Another thing I see that I just am not terribly happy with, that the origami paper, when you turn it over, it's got some bleed on the back. Now, you know, with origami paper, both the white side and the colored side come into play with your folding. I just do not like the idea of having this marker bleed through and having to have that be part of the origami piece that I hope to create with this paper. I'm also noticing it's really hard to get the small details. When I'm coloring over with the markers, it's basically coloring over all those fine lines, and I'm just getting a big blob of color within that outline. And with that big blob of color, it stays wet for a while. You can see on my finger, when I'm pressing down, it's coming off. So when you're having to color, you're not only getting a lot of just wetness that stays for a while, but you're not getting any of those little fine lines. They're just disappearing under the ink. These markers just do not feel like the right tool for such a detailed illustration.
Okay, so the verdict is in, and I'll let Kelly start.
Okay, even though these markers have a fantastic color palette and they're very vibrant with their inks, there's nothing fine about the line, because as you can see from our samples, the color bled through the lines in the origami paper, and more importantly, bled through the back of the paper. Now, this is a fantastic origami book, and these illustrations are so good. You don't want to ruin them with a poor quality marker. So I think that these origami pages deserve better than that.
You know what, Kelly? I totally agree with you. The problem with these are not artist quality markers. I was expecting something with a really fine line, almost like a pen versus a marker. And basically these are just smaller versions of this.
Okay.
And so I just think like overall they're kind of, they're what you get when you buy Crayola for somebody.
You know I got those for you for Christmas.
Yeah, but just like you said, they're just they're an okay marker, you know. So I mean I appreciate the gift, and it was great because we had something to review, and we can just kind of say that I would say they're okay.
They're okay.
We can agree on that.
We can agree on that.
Thanks for watching Pencil Jelly.
Yes.
And we will see you again sometime soon.
There's another one?
Yeah, I have a whole bunch coming up.
Oh.